Well, Melissa and I didn't know each other before A River of Words, our first book, and we actually got to talk at length for the first time at the Caldecott Newbery Awards, the ALA Awards, and we quickly found out that we had a lot in common in terms of our background, growing up in New Jersey in a small town. We both love to do deep research. And so we decided really at that ALA conference that we were going to try and do one or two more books together. I already had a rough manuscript for the Horace Pippin biography. I didn't have a title yet. And I threw that idea at Melissa, and she was really ready to go. So in that book, as opposed to the first one, she did come down to Pennsylvania. We visited some art museums. We went to Horace's home in Westchester. We walked around Westchester and imagined Horace doing that in his lifetime and collecting scraps of wood and leftover paint cans that he would then use for his art back at his home. So we literally put our footsteps where Horace's had been, so that she had that same kind of feel that I did for who this man was and how he worked. And it was a lot of fun to go to art museums with an artist, I have to say. That was not a tough duty for me. So our collaboration there was more in firsthand research. But again, Melissa then would go back to her studio in Maine, and I didn't really see the art until almost at the very end. So I'm not looking over her shoulder, during the process. She's really working separately, and again, she's reinterpreting the text. In The Right Word, the same thing. We did some research together in terms of looking at original documents that Dr. Karpelis, who is a man who has a series of private museums around the country and who owns the original manuscript by Roget. He was wonderful in sending us some original manuscripts and some early books by Roget we both looked at. And of course, I then worked some of those into the story, and Melissa later used some of those in her illustrations. Melissa had a conference in California, and she visited Dr. Karpelis, and she saw and held the original thesaurus in her hand. And so in that way, I think she brought that really first-hand experience literally to the page when she then hand wrote his first 1,000 entries for the end papers of that. So again, we work together in a sense, but then we also create the book, our own parts of the book separately.